wrote such detailed notes. I was like, we took the taxi to our hotel, and the guy was just like, "Where are you from?" And Elira said, "Canada." And he was just like, he asked if you spoke French, and you said yeah. And you asked him if he could speak French, and he was like, "No." And then you were like, "Is it common to speak French here?" And he was like, "No." Oh no, he goes, "No."
I don't know. I was like just trying to make conversation. I was like, well, do you speak French? No. I was like, oh, are there people around here who speak French?
No.
No. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was our drive.
He was a crazy guy. He was driving like his life depended on it. He was like,
crazy. But we met this guy who we dubbed the Birdman NPC. He was our ornithologist of the boat.
And then in like Antarctica, there's petrels, right? That's the name of the bird. And he was like, "Do you know what a petrel is?" And he's talking to Pomu and I. And I was like, "Yeah, in the newest Pokemon game, they actually made a Pokemon based off of it." And then he looked at me and he was dead silent, and then he walked away.
He didn't say anything. He just walked away.
Like I thought it was like an interesting fact. So I was like, yeah, in the new Pokemon game that just came out, actually, there's a Pokemon based off of this bird that you're telling us about. And he was old, so he looked at us, and then he just laughed.
He just had like this dead smile, like,
what the hell is this kid telling me? He was really tall, too.
He was so
like
tall.
Looking down on us, and he was like, what the fuck is this girl saying?
It was so funny.
I just was answering very honestly. I totally forgot I said that.
I didn't forget. Because we loved that guy, Birdman NPC. He was so awesome.
He walked away, and I was like, Kilowattrel. Electric type.
So good. One time I was just like sitting at dinner, and I was just like, I love that no one ever sits with me except Elira. And then after I like thought that, 2 people came over and was just like, or no, not 2, one guy. It was one guy. He came over and was just like, "Is there room at your table?" And I was like, yeah. And this guy, he was trying to make small talk with me, and I was like saying that I played video games and stuff, and he got really interested because he was like, "Oh yeah, I like video games too." And I asked him like what game series he likes, and he goes, "Do you know Metal Gear Solid?" I was like, "No way. You did not just speak that in my direction." I was like, "No." And I was like, my brain, I literally lost my mind. And he said he didn't really play for the story and skip the story, but had fun with the gameplay. And I was like, "You have to go back and play the story. You have to go back." It was the most unbelievable thing to ever happen. Someone that wasn't me mentioned Metal Gear Solid in Antarctica. What are the odds?
he was like so normal looking. Like I thought he would be like, "Oh, I don't play games." No? And then he goes, "Metal Gear."
Metal Gear? What? At one point, when I was filming those other videos, there was like some Japanese guy next to me. And a whale came like super duper close, like to the boat. And I was just like, "Oh my God." And he like looked at me, and I looked at him, and he just goes, "Ine!" And I'm like, "Ine!" And then he goes, "Oh, Nihongo Jouzu." And I got Nihongo Jouzu'd in Antarctica.
I can't believe it still.
I know.
Of all places.
Of all places to get Nihongo Jouzu'd. Talk about Metal Gear in Antarctica, get Nihongo Jouzu'd in Antarctica. How does this happen? But yeah, oh yeah, and then he was just like, "Oh, kawaii," and I was like, "No," and I left.
Not the Nihon Nampa in Antarctica. Maybe he meant it like a so cute that you're speaking Nihongo.
Maybe. Maybe.
But also, bye.
No, don't talk to me. Apparently I talked with more people on the boat. Okay, so...
Well, I mean... There was one.
Oh, I was about to say. There was one guy.
He had to have been like 80.
Like 70 or 80. This guy, I dubbed him the demon. Because this guy would just attach himself to you like a... like the most talkative leech I've ever met in my entire life. And he would literally... He was like an energy vampire. He would just talk to you for like 45 minutes minimum. And we first encountered him when he went on one of the boats with us. And he was asking such awesome questions. And me and Elira, we were just like, we really like this guy. He has such such good questions that we wouldn't have thought about. And
little did we know.
Little did we know.
He was my passenger Oshi, though.
Yeah, me too, me too. At one point, I got trapped by him, just standing in the hallway, and he talked to me for so long. I learned so much about this guy. Like, his wife is at home. I learned where... I learned where he's from, how close he is to the airport. And from then on out, every time I would see him, he'd be like, "Oh, hello, Pomu."
Yeah, he was British. British old man.
British old man. It was so funny. And like, he would try to ask questions during like some of the briefings. He'd have his hand up and they'd be like, "Just a moment, demon."
Everyone knew him by his name.
Yeah, they knew him by his name. He was like known throughout the boat. And we would just watch him like table hop to different people during dinners to like talk to them. And like, then he would talk to us and he'd be like, "Okay, I'm going to head in now. It's quite chilly." And he would take two steps and then talk to another group of people right in front of us for a half hour.
He was such a wholesome man.
He was so wholesome. He was in so many footage shots. While I was editing, I would just send screenshots to Elira and be like, "Look, there he is, the demon." Oh my god. He was so awesome.
Yeah, we were there to see ice.
Yeah.
Not people.
Not people. Why would I go to Antarctica if I wanted to see people?